next is Truth or Fake with Vedika Bahal. She joins me on set. Hi, Vedika.
Hi, John Emil.
Vedika, we're going to start this where we've just left off the final segment, talking about the paramilitary rapid support forces and the way that they seized that key Sudanese city of El-Fasher, as well as the mass killings that were reported. Now, today, we just saw those Yale satellite images. They've been studied by researchers and they found evidence consistent with mass graves and bloodstains. However, as it's always important, and perhaps more important than ever, these images have to be verified. Why is that?
Well, that is the question, John Emil, and I'm going to answer it using this photo that has circulated en masse on social media. It's a screenshot showing the town of Kumio, which is located in the southern part of Sudan. We can see a large dark patch, a large dark stain in the photo, and it's implied online that this is where dozens of bodies are located given the recent events in Sudan. Now, this photo was extremely viral on X. I can't understate that in any other terms. It was posted with this caption: "This is the most disturbing Google Earth image ever. Speak on the genocide in Sudan." And Jean Emile, with 15.7 million views and counting, and that's just on this post alone, I think it's fair to say it's gained a fair amount of traction online.
No, I don't think you would be showing us this if it was authentic. So the question is this authentic?
Well, actually, Jean Emile, it is an authentic image of Sudan. There's no AI or manipulation involved in this one. It is also located in the town of Kumio, which is about 300 kilometers from El-Fasher. So the location is verified. However, it is the date that is causing the issue here. And it's actually the date that shows us that this has no connection with recent events in Sudan. And that is because if we compare it to Google Earth imagery, we can see the exact same satellite image is visible on Google Earth dating back to the 16th of March 2024. So that's about a year it's about a year and a half ago. So it is not new in any capacity. In fact, it goes back even further than that. That same image is also visible on Google Earth dating back to March 27th, 2022. So the location checks out. It is the date. It is out of date. And it's also out of context. So what's being shared as a pool of blood actually isn't so. And to explain that further, I want to talk about the experts in OSINT and geolocation who have been looking into this. One of those is Benjamin Strick. He is the Director of Investigations at the Center at Information Resilience. Now, he looked at these images online and he didn't think, he saw them going viral, and he said that they didn't go in line with his previous studies into indications of war crimes through satellite imagery. And he says that what is visible in these images is not, in fact, human bodies. He says it's actually a watering hole, and these are, in fact, animals. So let's take a listen now to what Benjamin Strick had to say.
So there's a couple of things that just don't kind of indicate to me that there's a mass death occurred. When I looked at this on Google Earth as well, I could also see cattle scattered under the trees, taking shade very much further away from this. We've also got lots of concentrations of these things around the darker spots, which may indicate concentrations around more wetter patches like water troughs. Outside of looking at all of the other factors, this is just a concentration of livestock.
So there you have it, Jean Emile. That is livestock and cattle and a watering hole directly from the expert himself, not human bodies and not recent images.
Animals, not humans, but nonetheless, Vedika, there are very real satellite images coming out of El-Fasher that we saw from Yale released today, and that suggests atrocities.
That is correct. So as we mentioned earlier, the Yale's Humanitarian Research Lab just released their analysis of satellite imagery. And if we take a closer look at those images, we can indeed see they have made it very clear. They've described in detail where they've seen the new disturbed earth, new trenching, the disposal of bodies visible in their report and their images. And going back to your previous question, John Emil, about how important it is to fact check, well, I think we can see it here in these examples that I've shown, that there is indications and a study by the experts saying that something is happening, and seeing one example online going viral doesn't necessarily mean that it's not, and it shouldn't cloud your judgment or colour your judgment to think that it might not be happening. And that's something we spoke about with our expert Benjamin Strick as well. And his main takeaway is that he's actually seen more views of the photo that gone viral that wasn't verified and wasn't real. So let's take a listen to what he had to say about that.
What's even more unfortunate is that out of all of the things that were to come out from Sudan over the past 2 weeks, this, in my opinion, had almost the most views. So for me, that's a big concern, because it means that people can say, well, maybe it's fake, the other footage of human rights abuses. Maybe the footage of genocide isn't real, and it is. So it's very concerning, this.
So, Jean-Emile, I think that is a great point. We'll just leave it there from the mouth of our experts.
And that just shows you why you have to get the facts right, because they could invariably dilute what is important and what is true if people take them the wrong way. Vedika Bahal, thank you so much. Truth or Fake segment there.